You're not broke because you're lazy. You're broke because your shadow decides how much you are even allowed to reach for. Cut. Most men don't notice when it happens. They call it block, burnout, overthinking, but really, it is the shadow tightening their ribs, locking their jaw, slamming the brakes inside their nervous system. The moment the life tries to get bigger than who they think they are, you'll feel that. Every time you get close to something real, your body thinks inward like it's protecting you from your own future. Shadows makes you hide, makes you shrink yourself, makes you dodge pressure like it's his friend, makes you act like a well-behaved boy in a wall built by a man who take. You want a bigger life, but the man who could actually carry that life, he scares you. Real talk, your shadow kills your income long before the world ever can. I lived in that cage too. I used to text people like I needed permission to breathe, voice soft, shoulder down, every message deep in the feel of being too much. Like the world will punish me for showing any sharpness. I played a quiet, talented guy, but underneath that costume was a man afraid of hierarchy. Afraid of pressure, afraid of talking, afraid of anything that required a bite. I wasn't poor, I was defanged. My shadow kept me small. Not my skill, not my talent, my shadow. Here is the part no one tells, man. Shadow isn't some deep trauma. Shadow is the tension in your jaw when you want something you don't believe you are allowed to have. It's the heat under your ribs when a bigger version of your life starts knocking and you pull back instead of stepping in. And when you choke all that down, your body shuts off to protect the lie you've been living for. Chest locked, breath in, hands cold, like you're stuck inside someone else's day. You want more? But you don't try the man you would become to hold it. That's why you stay at 2-3 keys. Not because you can't do more, but because your identity falls under the weight. My breaking point wasn't graceful, it was fucking ugly. I watched the guy in my niche younger, slower, half my depth, and IQ pull 8-10 keys a month, dropping the content that was looking like he recorded it by accident. And I'm still sitting in 2-3 typing like a polite little priest, hoping my value will speak for me. Cut. It never does. Money doesn't go to the most talented. Money goes to the man who can hold the pressure, risk, tension, and the heat of being seen. And here is where shadow integration actually happened for. It's worked not in the fucking research, not in the fucking book. It's work in the moment I didn't accept. One night I caught myself doing the same shit again, rewriting a simple message for 20 minutes, trying to sound nice, trying not to sound too much, and something snapped. Not anger, not motivation, something deeper. A quiet, heavy clarity in my chest. I realized the man I was avoiding was the only man who could save my life. So I stopped rewriting, stopped softening my words, stopped shrinking myself. I sent the message exactly how it came out of me. Direct, sharp, calm, clean. My chest shook. Hands cold. Jaw tight. But I didn't delete it. That was the first moment I let my shadow speak instead of choking it down. And from that day, every time I feel that familiar freeze, the ribs tightening, the breath flying, the urge to step back, I did the opposite. Freeze says, hide. I say, show up. Freeze says, wait. I said, offer. Freeze says, soften. I said, say it clean. Freeze says, lower your price. I said, raise it. I didn't heal my shadow, I integrated by acting with the aggression I was terrified to admit that I had. And money followed not because the world changed, but because I stopped flinching. Identity sharpened, presence grew, teeth came back. Here is the truth. Skill don't make you rich. Identity does. Skills help you move. Identity decides your ceiling. You can be smart as hell, but if your shadow fears conflict, visibility, responsibility, or pressure, you will keep stroking the same number every fucking month. Shadow work widens what your nervous system can carry. Capacity becomes identity. Identity becomes money. Simple. This is how it works. If I know this hits you under the ribs, good. That's the part of you you've been avoiding for years. Take the archetype test. It shows exactly what piece of your shadow has been capping your income and running your life behind your back. You already know it's yours. Link in the below. Take the test.